Today I'm doing a first impressions review of the Nars Sheer Glow foundation, and I've heard so much about this foundation from everybody and I've resisted buying it for the longest time, but I placed an order on ASOS last Friday, and when I was browsing the website I saw that they stocked Nars, and I didn't know ASOS stocked Nars. I seem to be doing a lot of these first impressions reviews lately, but I honestly think this is the best way to review a foundation, is to see it on camera and then read more in depth about it. So I'll leave the link to my blog below, and there will be a full review on my blog following this video. This literally just arrived about half an hour ago and I couldn't wait to review it. I haven't even got it out of the box yet, so I am very excited to try this. So the basic facts about this foundation is that it is SPF free, like the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation, so it's perfect for flash photography. And a lot of people say that even though the name says sheer glow, it's neither sheer nor glowy. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage and more of a satin matte finish than a glowy finish. So that's what I've read about this foundation. Also, I think there are 20 shades in the range and they're mostly yellow toned, so if you've got pink undertones or neutral undertones, you might want to get yourself matched in a counter before buying it. I bought it online, and even though I've got neutral undertones, I'm not sure I got the right shade. I went for the shade that some bloggers that have similar skin tone to mine go for, but I am excited to try this and see if I got the right shade. The shade I got is medium to Santa Fe, and I hope it's the right shade, but I'm not too sure. So in terms of application, I've seen people apply this foundation with a Real Techniques buffing brush and with a beauty blender, and it's a matter of preference. I will be applying it with the Real Techniques buffing brush to see how it looks on my skin, and if I don't like how it looks, I will try with the beauty blender, but I'll start with the buffing brush. So I'm going to take it out of the box for the first time because I haven't actually opened it yet, so let's see what it looks like. So it's a glass bottle and it's got a black lid, and this is what it looks like. Like I said, my shade here that I got is Santa Fe, as you can see there, and it's looking a little bit light, if I'm honest. I'm not too sure if this shade will be a good match for me. If I put it next to my skin, it's looking a little bit light, but we'll see. Let's see how it applies. So far, I like the packaging. I think it's really nice, although it can be a bit heavy because it is a glass bottle. So yeah, do like it, but let's see. So there's no pump in this foundation, which is a real downside for me. I really like pumps because I think it makes it so easy to apply your foundation and not waste any product, and the lack of a pump is a little bit of a disappointment, I think. But anyway, maybe I can find a pump to buy. We'll see. So that's what it looks like. That's first impressions looking at the foundation. No pump, which is a downside. Glass bottle. Really nice, but not very travel friendly. And yeah, let's get onto the application. So I've heard this foundation can be a little bit clingy to dry patches, and I've got dry skin, so I'm not taking any chances. I've already moisturized my face, but I'm going to double moisturize, and the moisturizer I'm using is the Heal Gel Face, which is my favorite face moisturizer. I've been using it for about 5 months now and I absolutely love it, and it's nearly finished, so I'll definitely repurchase it. So I'm going to moisturize my face again just to be sure. If you've got dry skin, I recommend doing this as well. I'm not too sure what to do next, if I apply some of the foundation to the brush or if I do it with my fingers, but considering that there's no pump, I think I'm better off applying it with my fingers. So I'll probably just do like that. And this is what I've got of the foundation on my finger. I'm just going to warm it up a little bit on my fingers and apply it onto my cheeks. And so far, as you can see, I'll get a bit closer, the colour match is okay. It looks a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's not too light, I don't think. I'll have to see how it looks once it's all fully blended, but so far it looks fine. So I'm going to start with only a little bit and blend it in to see what it looks like, and I've got my trusty mirror here, so let's get started. It literally disappeared within one swipe, but I can tell that it covered some of my pigmentation, and it definitely covered my redness around my cheek area. Considering that I've only used a very small amount of product, that is a very good sign. And if I look closer, I can hardly, well, I cannot see this foundation on my skin at all. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side. And so far so good. As you can see, it instantly erased my pigmentation on this side, which is absolutely great. The colour match is really good to my skin, so I'm happy about that. And this is one very light layer of the foundation on my skin, and it looks very good. I honestly cannot see the foundation. Honestly, I can't see it on my skin. So that's pretty good. So now I'm going to blend it on my forehead, which is sort of like my problem area for dry skin. So let's see how that goes. It seems to have clinged a little bit to the dry patches there on in between my eyebrows, but nothing too much, and nothing that other foundations haven't done in the past. I'm very impressed with this foundation. I think this could easily be a day-to-day foundation for me. One light layer like I did, a very small pump on my finger on both sides and on my forehead is perfect coverage for what I need. It covered my pigmentation really well. This side here I've got a little bit more pigmentation than this side, so I would need a little bit of concealer here. But I do that anyway with any other foundation that I have. So the thing I like the most about this foundation so far is how invisible it is on the skin, and I've never had a foundation that looks this invisible, and it gives me enough coverage. So yeah, very impressed so far. It has blended quite well into the skin. I think because I moisturized my face twice, my skin feels a little bit sticky, but I don't think that's anything to do with the foundation. It's definitely the moisturizer. Foundation has sunk in quite well, so I'm very happy with that. I don't have to take it down on my neck because, as you can see, the color matches perfectly my neck, which is ideal for a foundation. So I'm now going to do another layer and see how it looks with 2 layers. So as you can see, this looks a lot more full coverage than before, and this is 2 layers of the Nars Sheer Glow foundation, and this is definitely the coverage that I would go for special occasions and events and weddings and things like that. But it still looks very natural, and I think the key here for dry skin is to moisturize your skin very thoroughly. I put 2 layers of moisturizer. I think with any less layers than that, it would have clung to my dry patches a lot, but I'm very happy with how it looks on my skin. The clinging to my dry patches is very minimal. It's only here between my eyebrows where my skin is very dry, not even around my nose where I normally get dry patches. It looks absolutely fine. I'll come in closer so you can see what it looks like. And as you can see, it looks very natural. The foundation is barely visible on the skin, but it has covered pretty much everything that I want coverage for, and that's the bit there where it clung to dry patches. It's not too noticeable, but it is a little bit noticeable. This shade is slightly lighter than what I'm used to on foundations. It matches my neck perfectly, but overall I think I could do with 1 shade darker, just a slight darker, especially because summer is coming now and this color skin is not going to last very long. So I'll probably pick up 1 shade darker to be safe for summer, because yeah, I think this is probably my winter color. But it's a good color match, and I'm very happy with the coverage, very happy with how it feels and how it looks on my skin. So I'm going to go and finish off my makeup now, and I'll be back in a minute. So I finished my makeup and I got a little bit carried away with the smoky eye, but it's all good. and I thought I would come back and just wrap up this video for now and tell you that I am absolutely loving the Nars Sheer Glow foundation. I love the way it looks on my skin. It looks really flawless but natural at the same time. It has a very satin matte finish. It is not sheer, and it is a lot less glowy than other foundations such as the YSL Touche Eclat foundation and the Chanel Vital Lumiere Agua foundation as well. But it's pretty much similar finish to the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation, which is what I like. It still lets the skin breathe and you can still see the natural glow and shine of your skin. Not shine as in oils and all that things, but just like the natural glow of your skin. But there's no artificial glow, so I don't know why it's called sheer glow, because it's not sheer and it's not glowy at all. This foundation, with one layer, you get a very nice light to medium coverage, and it's enough to cover my pigmentation and my redness. With two layers, you get a very flawless high, medium to high coverage, and it's brilliant. I've got 2 layers of the foundation on and I'm very pleased with how it looks. It has clung to my dry patches in between my eyebrows, but I can't really avoid that. I do have very, very dry skin, and pretty much every single foundation that I've tried so far clings to my dry patches there, including Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I'm going to come in a bit closer so you can have a final look at what the foundation looks like right now. Looks pretty flawless, and yeah, I'm very happy with how it looks. That's the only problem area for me there, but I don't even know if you can see it, but in person I can see it. So it's now 12 midday, and I will keep the foundation on throughout the day, and I'll update you in a few hours to see how the foundation is looking. And yes, I'll see you very soon. So it's now a few hours later. It is actually 3:10, and I just come for an update for you guys to see what the foundation looks like after 3 hours. And I've got a mirror here that I'll be looking into to see what the foundation looks like. But so far I think it looks pretty good, and there's very minor signs of wear so far. I can't really tell that the foundation has worn out in any visible places or anything. Just around my nose, but I think that's more concealer than the foundation. But so far everything looks pretty good. It has oxidized a little bit on the dry patches there, but nothing too significant at all. And yeah, I think overall it still looks pretty good. So I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can inspect the foundation close up, and as you can see, it still looks pretty natural and pretty flawless. And like I said, it's only oxidized a little bit there in between my eyebrows, but nothing too major. And overall it still looks quite flawless, I think. And for 3 hours, that's what I'd expect. I wouldn't expect the foundation to start looking cakey or bad only after 3 hours. So I'm pretty pleased with that, and I will update you in another 3 or 4 hours, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So I'm back, and it's been a total of about 6.5 hours. It's now 6 p.m. and I applied this foundation at 12 midday. So yeah, nearly just a little bit over 6 hours, and I think the foundation still looks pretty good. I cannot stress enough how impressed I am with this foundation. I did not expect it to like as much as I do. I know it's early days because it's only first impressions review, and I've got a lot more ground to cover and wearing it for many days until I can make a final decision as to whether or not I think this is one of my top favorite foundations. But so far it is, I think I'd say that if it carries on like this until the next 2 or 3 months, it will jump the queue and it will make it to my top 5, because I have been absolutely loving this foundation so far. But like I said, this is only first impressions. This is only the first ever time that I've tried this foundation. I've had a pretty good test of it today because it's been an incredibly hot day here in England. We've had 28 degrees Celsius here, and my house is like an oven in certain rooms, and I've been absolutely boiling hot. So the foundation has been tested in sort of like not extreme heat, but in very high heat conditions for the UK, and I'm not looking too oily or greasy or anything, and the foundation is not looking patchy. And because I've got dry skin, I don't normally get too oily in any case, but it's held up pretty well, this heat. If I look at my mirror, the areas that I can see a little bit of greasiness, nothing too noticeable, just like very, very minor, are around my chin area and here around my nose. But apart from that, everything else looks great and pretty natural, pretty flawless still, and I am very pleased with the way this foundation looks. I'll come in a little bit closer so you can see in detail. So this is with 6.5 or 6 hours wear of the foundation, no touch-ups, nothing, just the way that I applied it this morning. And as you can see, the dry patches are not looking any worse than they were earlier, which is great. But just a little bit shiny on my chin and around this area here, just from where I've been sweating a little bit. So I guess this is it. In general, my very first impressions of this foundation are very, very positive, and I highly recommend giving it a try based on my first impressions. Like I said before, there will be a full review on my blog, so there's a link down below that will take you straight to the review, and if you click on that link, there will be everything you need to know about this foundation, all the information, all the details and everything. I think this foundation retails for about £30, which is cheaper than Armani Luminous Silk, but it's still there on the high end prices of foundation. So it is not a cheap foundation. It is worth getting yourself matched. If you have pink or neutral undertones, definitely get yourself matched. Don't gamble like I did. It worked out well for me, but it was a big gamble. Don't do what I did so you don't waste money. I'll probably end up picking up one shade darker than Santa Fe just for summer, but this shade suits me very, very well at the moment. My skin is not as pale as it was during the depths of winter, but it's not as tanned as it gets during summer. So this is kind of a very good middle shade for me, and I could probably get away with it during summer, but I want something that suits me perfectly, so I'll grab a shade darker than this for myself. But if you're similar skin tone to mine, then Santa Fe may be a good match for you. It really depends on your undertone as well. I find that this foundation is a little bit yellow toned. In general, it blends fine, so I didn't have any major problems with that. It doesn't look out of place, it doesn't look off or anything. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say about it so far. 6 hours of wear, really good. You can get a light coverage, medium or high coverage with this foundation, no problems. Pretty decent on dry skin. Just make sure you moisturize your skin beforehand very, very well. Apply it with the Real Techniques buffing brush. I haven't tried it yet with the Beauty Blender, but as soon as I do, I'll put the update on my blog with all the details on how I found it with the Beauty Blender. But with the buffing brush, it was brilliant, so thumbs up for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope it was useful to some of you out there that are looking to buy the Nars Sheer Glow foundation. I know that when I was looking to buy this foundation, I really struggled to find a full in-depth review with video and pictures of before and after and everything. So I'll try my best to do all of that, so that if you're looking to buy this foundation, you have as much information as possible before you part with your hard-earned money. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful or if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on my next video. Bye!